Militant affection.
This is Matt Miller, and welcome to another edition of the most listened to podcast, Militant Affection. I got a lot of plans for this week. I'm not wearing pants. I have the flu. Actually, I don't know if I have the flu. I might just have a crazy, spooky cold. You know what I'm saying? A crazy, spooky cold. And you know what the best part about having a crazy, spooky cold is every now and then I'm spooked by my sneezes. I got spooky-ass sneezes. I'm sneezing up phlegm, drinking diet ginger ale. You know what I'm saying? Diet ginger ale. Because your boy's a fat shit. Halloween just passed. I was flemming up on Halloween. Flemmy Jemmy was. I think my I didn't have a costume. My costume was being sick. I just talk like this now. I'm just going in hard. Coming in hard. I actually feel very warm right now. The heat's been kicking on in my apartamento. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I used to not get flu shots because I'm afraid that the government's trying to brainwash us. But maybe I should start because I could be hurting people. I'm already burping. What I mean, I could be I don't get super sick. Like, I've been, phlegming and sneezing, but I'm still fucking, you know? It's not stopping me from fucking. But I guess I could be a host to people who I could transmit to lesser people by, you know what I mean? It's probably just a cold, but I don't know. It's lasted like a week and I'm getting muscle pains and I keep blowing phlegm. So it kind of has a resemblance to what a flu is. How did the flu even start? You know what I mean? Fucking viruses are the worst. How did the flu start? Maybe I should do a plague episode. You guys know all about the Black Plague? History of the flu pandemic. The H1N1 virus. Avian origin. So birds gave us the flu. They flew into our little houses. We're like, oh, what's up, little bird? And the bird was just like, caw, caw. And then we're like, oh, shit, we have the flu. Oh, man. Oh, shit, we have the flu. I don't know. I don't know anymore. You know what I mean? I don't even know it anymore. I don't even know what's going on in the world anymore. There's still no water in Flint, Michigan. You know, there's more slaves than ever in history currently, too. I thought there would be less slaves, but no, more slaves. Frankly, we're all just a slave to debt in the U.S. We're all just a slave to debt. And I'm just a slave to talking into this microphone in front of me like it's a giant dick that I'm trying to suck. Okay, the 1918 influenza pandemic was the most severe pandemic in recent history. It was caused by the H1N1 virus with genes of avian origin. Although there is not universal consensus regarding where the virus originated, it spread worldwide during 1918-1919. In the United States, it was first identified in military personnel in spring 1918. It is estimated that about 500 million people, or 1/3 of the world's population, became infected with the virus. God damn, in 1918? So this isn't the plague, this is the flu pandemic. I was thinking of the Black Plague, but this is the CDC.gov. You can learn all about the flu. The number of deaths was estimated to be at least 50 million worldwide, with about 675,000 occurring in the United States. These fucking bitch-ass people dying from the plague. I mean, not the flu. I'm fucking all this shit up. Mortality was high in people younger than 5 years old, 20 to 40 years old, and 65 years and older. Younger than 5. So between 6 and 20, when people are getting the flu, they're like, we're young and full of vigor. Vigor sounds like a word that could be a bad word, but it's not. We can handle the fucking flu. The high mortality in healthy people, including those in 20-40 year age group, was a unique feature of the pandemic. Yeah, I'd hate to be 22, get the flu, and die. You know what I mean? I just started working at the Model T factory. I don't even know when that was made. And I'm just like coughing. I'm like, no, I can still put the transmission in this truck, but then I die from the flu. While the 1918 H1N1 virus has been synthesized and evaluated, the properties that made it so devastating are not well understood. With no vaccine to protect against influenza infection and no antibiotics to treat secondary bacterial infections that can be associated with the influenza infections, control efforts worldwide were limited to non-pharmaceutical interventions, such as isolation, quarantine, good personal hygiene, use of disinfectants, and limitations of public gathering. That means no moshing, kids. If the flu's out there, we can't be fucking moshing, spreading the flu from one to another, which were applied unevenly. Okay, let's see the milestones that happened. There was a lot of milestones that happened. God, reading the CDC website is one of the most captivating things I've ever done. Okay, in 1917, the U.S. enters World War I. U.S. life expectancy is 54 years for women and 48 years for dudes. That's 100 years ago, and we've like almost fucking tripled that. Don't check those stats. Spring and fall waves of influenza hit in 1918. Activity caused the average life expectancy in the United States to fall by 12 years. So in 1918, dudes were average age, like they're expected to live, was 36. That's crazy. 36. Insert joke. 1919. When I can't riff, I'm just gonna say insert joke. Poke it with a joke it. All I gotta say is in 1918, they better not have been using plastic straws. Okay, 1919. The wave of the pandemic flu activity occurs. Pandemic subsides, but virus H1N1 continues to circulate seasonally for 38 years. Wow. 1930, the first isolation of influenza, proving that the flu is caused by a virus, not a bacterium. I would think they are bacteria dumb to think it was a bacterium. And then in 1957, the H2N2 flu virus emerges to trigger, not a different word, a pandemic, replacing the 1918 H1N1 pandemic virus. Okay, this is just a history of the flu. I don't know why I had to stop to, like there was some sort of commercial break between the words I was saying. It's 11:52 right now, Sunday night. The Patriots lost to the Ravens. My fantasy team is doing well this week as a quick fantasy update for all you football heads. DK Metcalf scored 34 points, and he didn't have the flu, so you can all suck my dick. Okay. Let's stay on topic. 1960. The U.S. Public Health Service recommends annual flu vaccination for people at high risk of serious flu complications. Oh. And look what happened here, 1968. H3N2. So it goes from H1N1 to H2N2, and then all of a sudden it's H3N2. The N remains 2, but the H increases. You know what? I can buy it. I buy it completely. The world we live in, I buy it. The H3N2 flu virus emerges to trigger, not really the other word, to trigger a pandemic replacing the H2N2 virus. Okay, let's cut all the way to 2005. A genome of the 1918 pandemic flu virus is fully sequenced. Well, thank fucking God that a genome of the 1918 pandemic flu virus is fully fucking sequenced. Thank fucking God that is what happened. Because if that's not what would happen, I would have fought a guy. Riffs are good tonight. 2009. H1N1 virus, distantly related to the 1918 virus, emerges to trigger a pandemic. That happened in 2009? Illustration. Oh, look, they have it written out. And there's an illustration of 3 people in a circle with arrows pointing from person to person. That's the representative of the H1N1 reappearing in 2009. Well, see, I'm giving you visual cues to what I'm looking at. What if I was just looking at gay porn right now? Like, I wasn't even reading off the influenza. I just remembered all these facts, and just like in the background, like you guys can't tell that I'm just looking at gay porn. Wouldn't that be weird? Would it be weird if I was Googling gay porn right now and I went to gaymailtube.com and I clicked the come inside square and I clicked big dick gay anal sex with cream pie. And I clicked all the way through and hit close and play. And then I had to watch a live Jasmine commercial of a guy beating off. And then I had to click skip ad. And then it was 2 men having sex with one another. Oh, God. This is a lot. This is a lot to look at. This is just a lot of dicks. I don't know if this was the best idea to stare at gay porn during the podcast, but it's definitely... Okay, let's see what this guy says. Anyone know the name of the top? No. One of my favorite videos. Oh my God, it's so hot. Love it. Well, that's gay porn. Okay, well, let me back out of this. And, this was a mistake, I think. I gotta go somewhere else now. What's something better to look at? Let's look at cool dogs, because gay porn is... Oh, look at these dogs. These dogs are pretty cool. Oh, nope, just 2 dudes fucking each other. Well, guys, that's been your gay porn divergent of the week. I didn't really enjoy that, but I'm on incognito mode, so technically it's not gay, because I am a straight man. And it's not gay if you do something incognito mode. Just remember that. Also, these dogs are very cute. I would like to pet each and every one of them. You ever pet a dog the wrong way over and over until it gets mad at you? That's the best way to pet a dog. Just pet it wrong. Okay, let's go back to learning about the flu, because this gay porn break is a little different. So let's learn about the plague. Do you guys like the plague? I'm a big fan of the plague. The dark plague in particular. Not like the other plagues. You know what I'm saying? The Black Death, as they say. The Black Death, I mean, that's what happens in urban areas during, like, gang violence. But, see, these jokes are rolling in. The Black Death was a devastating global epidemic of bubonic plague. Ooh, bubonic. I'll show you some bubonics. That's what I'd call, like, hooked on phonics, where they use boobs to teach you. It'd be called bubonic. Hooked on phonics, where they use boobs. Okay. Devastating global epidemic of bubonic plague that struck Europe and Asia in the mid-1300s. The plague arrived in Europe in October 1347 when 12 ships from the Black Sea docked. That's not the gay thing. Okay, now I gotta Google gay docking and see if it reminds me of the plague. Gay docking video. All right, let's go to videos. And okay, this is not that great. I don't think this has anything to do with the plague. Okay, I gotta stop diverging into gay porn. This was okay. Where am I at? Okay. Bubonic plague struck Europe and Asia in the mid-13th. The plague arrived... You know, I thought it would be funny if I kept looking at gay porn while I recorded this, but it's not funny. It's just me. It's just me expanding my horizons. Really, I never really look at it, and this is like my first like long-term glimpse into it. And basically, it's just a lot of dudes. It's a lot of dudes fucking each other. And I don't really get offended by anything, and nothing really shocks me. But, it's like, I don't know, you Google gay docking videos if you're interested. If you don't know what that is, just Google it on your home computer or your office computer. Oh, let me do some quick movie recommendations. I saw that movie Parasite. The movie was great. Highly recommend it. I like this director, this French director, Gaspar Noé, because I'm a little fucking art boy. And I watched his movie Climax. That movie was good. But Parasite was fucking great. You should watch that shit. Enjoyed that with my time. And I've been eating lots of food, and I can't taste anything because I have the flu. It's probably not the flu. It's probably just a cold, but... It's lasting very long, and I can't taste anything, but I'm still eating like a fat fuck. And that's been your movie update of the week. So the plague arrived in Europe in October 1347 when 12 ships from the Black Sea docked at the Sicilian port of Messina, or whatever. People gathered on the docks were met with a horrifying surprise. Most sailors aboard the ships were dead, and those still alive were gravely ill and covered in black boils. Why they gotta be black boils? That oozed blood and puss. No, pus. The boils oozed blood and puss. To be honest with you, I knew it said pus, but I thought saying puss would be funny. It's a little insight into comedy. Comedy's so easy. Sicilian authorities hastily offered this fleet of death ships out of the harbor. But it was too late. Over the next 5 years, the Black Death would kill more than 20 million people in Europe, almost 1/3 of the continent's population. Wow, talk about Brexit. That might be the joke of the year. That might be the joke of the year. Put it in the books. Talk about Brexit. Put it in the books. Talk about Brexit. Black Death begins. This is history.com, the only website I go to learn about history. It's advertising lingerie to me because I'm always Googling chicks in lingerie on this computer. All right. Forget I said that. That didn't happen. I only Google gay porn on this computer. That's it. And chicks in lingerie. I like to look at women clothed and men naked, you know? CFMF. Clothed female. No, wait. Wait, what is it? Clothed female naked. CFNM porn. If you don't like it, you should start liking it. Black Death begins. It's a very porn-heavy episode. This isn't for children. Children, do not listen. If you're a child and you made it this far, stop listening. This is not for you. Even before the death ships pulled into port at Messina, I'm pronouncing that wrong, many Europeans had heard rumors about a great pestilence. Ooh, a great pestilence. What does pestilence mean? Guys, we can learn together. This is turning into this is exactly what it is. It's a history podcast where I make fun of history. Pestilence. A fatal epidemic disease, especially bubonic plague. Well, pestilence was ready to already be the bubonic plague. It just means a fatal epidemic disease, especially bubonic plague. So, okay. So it's already a thing. Like, it was named with it. Let me take a sip of this diet ginger ale. That was covering on a deadly path across the trade routes of the Near and Far East. Indeed, in the early 1340s, the disease had struck China, India, Persia, Syria, and Egypt. Oh, here's a little video. Okay, let's watch this video. It's an advertisement for Crest toothpaste. Great. I'm going to pause this and just continue reading. However, Europeans were scarcely equipped, of course they were, for the horrible reality of the Black Death. And men and women alike, you see, the genders are equal. The Italian poet Giovanni Giovanni Buccacchi, I cannot pronounce this guy's name, wrote, "At the beginning of the malady, certain swellings, either on the groin," somebody's been fucking around, "or under the armpits, wax to the bigness of the common apple, others to the size of an egg, some more and some less, and those the vulgar named plague boils." Well, that didn't rhyme at all. Poem 0 out of 5. That poem sucked. Blood and pus seeped out of these strange swellings, which were followed by a host of other unpleasant symptoms. Here they are. Fever, sucks. Chills, sucks. Vomiting, good. Lose weight. Diarrhea, fun. Terrible aches, and pains. And then, in short order, a death. The Black Death was terrifyingly, indiscriminately contagious. The mere touching of the claws, wrote Bocciando, B-O-C-C-A-C-C-I-O, Boccaio, I'm going to call him, what's that fucking game, Bacca, you play backgammon, Buca, appeared to itself to communicate the malady to the toucher. The disease was also terrifyingly efficient. People who were perfectly healthy when they went to bed at night could be dead by the morning. Uh-oh. This does not sound good. Oh, here's a fun little fact. Did you know many scholars think, they don't know, that the nursery rhyme Ring Around the Rosie was written about the symptoms of the Black Death? Huh. You can tell that to your friends tomorrow at work when you're blowing them. Understanding the Black Death. That was a little blow people at work break. Everybody likes a good blow people at work break. Today, scientists understand that the Black Death, now known as the plague, is spread by a bacillus called Yersinia pestis. The French biologist Alexander Yersian discovered the germ at the end of the 19th century. Took you long enough, fucking Alex Yersin. They knew that the bacillus travels from person to person pneumonically or through the air, as well as through the bite of infected fleas and rats. Oh my god, fleas and rats. That's my commentary. Oh my god, fleas and rats. Both of these pests could be found almost everywhere in medieval Europe. Oh, full of fleas and full of fucking rats. Europe has to clean up its acts. It's dumb. It packs. Everybody knows Europe. Sacks. Sucks. Sacks. Lax with the plaques. Gonna get the plague. Gonna die on the racks. Who said I couldn't rhyme? I'm a better poet than Bocco over here. Bocciano, or whatever the fuck his name is. Medieval Europe. But they were particularly at home aboard ships of all kinds. Shipping companies, FedEx. That's a joke. Which is how the deadly plague made its way through one European port city after another. They kept bringing the fucking disease on ships. Now diseases get spread by shipping boxes. So, same joke that I said before. Not long after it struck Messina, the Black Death spread to the port of Marseilles. I don't know how to pronounce anything. Marseilles in France, and the port of Tunis in North Africa. Then it reached Rome and Florence, two cities at the center of an elaborate web of trade routes. By the middle of 1348, the Black Death had struck Paris, Bordeaux, Lyon, and London. Oh my fucking god. Today, the grim sequence of events is terrifying but comprehensible. In the middle of the 14th century, however, there seemed to be no rational explanation for it. Maybe it was God damning you for being such fuckheads. For allowing Brexit to happen. Brexit joke number 2, hit it hard, I'm on glue, 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 blue, blue, blue. No one knew exactly how the Black Death was transmitted from one patient to another, and no one knew how to prevent it or treat it. According to one doctor, for example, instantaneous death occurs when the aerial spirit escaping from the eyes of the sick man strikes the healthy person standing near and looking at the sick. So yeah, this is still when they were doing all silly science, where they're like, the spirit came out and went in you and got you sick. Which I guess is very Halloween friendly in this post-Halloween episode. Physicians relied on crude and unsophisticated techniques such as bloodletting and boil lancing. Boil lancing? More like Laraflin boil lancing. Practices that were dangerous as well as unsanitary, and superstitious practices such as burning aromatic herbs and bathing in rosewater or vinegar. I'm going to have to Google boil lancing. You guys know what boil lancing is? Just type it into your phone and you won't have to listen to this next part. But what is lancing a boil? Incision and drainage and clinical lancing are minor surgical procedures to release pus or pressure built up under the skin, such as from an abscess, boil, or infected paranasal sinus. So I think it's just like lancing the boil, just like draining incisions and boil and shit. Does that make sense? Meanwhile, in a panic, healthy people did all they could to avoid the sick. Doctors refused to see patients, priests refused to administer last rites, and shopkeepers closed their stores. How are you going to make money if your store is closed, you dumb shopkeepers? Many people fled the cities for the countryside, but even then they could not escape the disease. It affected cows, read it, cows, sheep, goat, pigs, and chickens, as well as people. Well, thanks for adding that as well as people part, because up until this point, I'm like, is this only affecting cows, sheep, goats, pigs, and chickens? History.com/topics/middle-ages/back-death. You're a dumbass website. In fact, so many sheep died that one of the consequences of the Black Death was a European wool shortage. Oh my God, no more wool. What are we gonna do? And many people, desperate to save themselves, even abandoned their sick and dying loved ones. Thus doing, Bokikakoka wrote, each thought to secure immunity for himself. Now, this is not progressive. It should say for they self. So I don't appreciate Bacchiano saying that. Was the black pig God's punishment? You'll never know. It could have been God's punishment. I'm talking ridiculous right now. Could have been God's punishment, but you don't know. Could have been. A lot of people thought it was God's punishment. What does this say? Flagellants? Town to town. Okay, wait. Some upper-class men joined processions of flagellants that traveled from town to town to engage in public displays of penance and punishment. They would beat themselves and one another with heavy leather straps, thus beginning BDSM. Okay, now I need to Google gay BDSM. This bit where I'm Googling gay versions of the plague, is this translating to humor? Let's do videos, gay BDSM. And yep, this is pretty gay. Okay, I'm gonna get off this. Okay, I don't know why I keep doing that. It's like I'm punishing myself. I'm trying to make it'd be funny if I actually wasn't Googling that and I'm just creating a visual for the user. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I don't know why this was my idea. I don't redo these. So this is just going to be the bit in this. They would beat themselves and one another with heavy leather straps studded with sharp pieces of metal while the townspeople looked on. For 33 and a half days, don't be confused, the flagellants repeated this ritual 3 times a day. Then they would move on to the next town and begin the process over again. Though the flagellant movement did provide some comfort to people who felt powerless in the face of inexplicable tragedy, it soon began to worry the Pope. Oh, don't want to worry the fucking Pope. Whose authority the flagellants had begun to usurp. In the face of this papal resistance, the movement disintegrated. The movement just blew up. Because people started worshiping people that did BDSM and not worshiping the Pope. And the Pope does not want that. The Pope wants you fucking boys. A little political entrance into your smentrance. A little political entrance into your smentrance. The Black Death epidemic had run its course by the early 1350s, but the plague reappeared every few generations for centuries. Modern sanitation and public health practices have greatly mitigated the impact of the disease, but have not eliminated it. What a timely cough. So all in all, the plague was bad. And you should get your flu shot. Even though I don't get my flu shot because I'm afraid the government's trying to brainwash us. But that's pretty interesting. Okay, wait. Look at this. Okay, wait. Just gonna read this little part about God's punishment. Because they didn't understand the biology of the disease, many people believe that the Black Death was kind of divine punishment, retribution for sins against God, such as greedy, blasphemy, heresy, fornication. Oh, fucking. What about gay fornication? Let me Google this. I'm not going to do that. And worldliness. Worldliness is a sin? The fuck is worldliness? The quality of being experienced and sophisticated. That's a sin. Concern with material values. Oh, I would agree. If you're a material whore, you deserve to die, you fuckhead. By this logic, the only way to overcome the plague was to win God's forgiveness. Some people believe that the way to do this was to purge their communities of heretics and other troublemakers. So, for example, many thousands of Jews were massacred. What? In 1348 and 1349. Are you telling me the plague was the original Hitler? I didn't know. The plague was the original Hitler. That's funny. Thousands more fled to the sparsely populated regions of Eastern Europe where they could be relatively safe from the rampaging mobs in the cities. Why does whenever bad stuff's going on, people just go ahead and kill Jews? I feel like Jews are always the whipping people. Everyone's like, these people are greedy, fucking, little bad people. I'm going to whip these Jews. They're so cheap. Let's kill these Jews. These Jews got everything. Over time, if you put Jews in a space, people just begin to hate them. It's okay, I'm Jewish. I can do that. Some people coped with the terror and uncertainty of the Black Death epidemic by lashing out at their neighbors. Others coped by turning inward and fretting about the condition of their own souls. And then this goes on to the flagellants, the flagrant foul people, flagellant people. That's a little basketball term for your basketball heads. That's interesting. I know they killed a lot of Jews because they weren't Christian, because they thought they were bringing the plague. They thought the plague was because of Jews. The Jews would hate the plague. It's so dirty and gross. Jews don't like that shit. Jews didn't bring the plague on. I don't know. God. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed learning about the flu while I checked out gay porn. I think it was interesting, and don't get sick. Stay safe. Stay safe out there. Don't be kissing gay dudes that have the flu, straight dudes that have the flu, gay women that have the flu, straight women that have the flu, and every other form of sexuality and gender. Keep the flu separate from each other so we can all live fluless, and one day the flu will end. All in all, give peace a chance. Do a fucking dance. I guess. Happy post-Halloween. Happy pre-Thanksgiving. I've been Matt Miller. This is Militant. This is just how I'm going to end it. You learned about the flu. I gave you a lot of flu facts. The flu was crazy. If you want to learn more about the flu, go to history.com, go to the cdc.org, and you can learn all about the fucking flu. But I hope I provide you with some entertaining knowledge that you can share with all your fucking friends. This is not what I planned on talking about, but it's what I started talking about. And I'm gonna go back to watching gay porn, I guess. I've been at Matt Miller Real on everything. I'm all fucked up. At Matt Miller Real on everything. Matt Miller Comedy on YouTube. Thanks for listening to Militant Affection. Goodbye.
Militant Affection.